Imagine this. You're living your life, doing your best to be kind and understanding, thinking that by treating others well, you'll receive the same in return. But here's a harsh reality. Some people are not like you. You might assume their intentions are as pure as yours, but deep down, they may carry darkness you can't see. Ever wondered why, despite your best efforts, certain people leave you feeling drained, hurt, or manipulated? It's because not everyone has good intentions, and recognizing these people before they harm you is crucial. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 9 warning signs that someone near you might not be as good as they seem. Keep watching, because the ability to protect your peace and energy starts with awareness. It's easy to get caught up in believing that everyone is inherently good. After all, our hearts are wired for hope. We want to see the best in people. But life has a way of teaching us that not everyone deserves our trust, and not everyone has pure intentions. There are those who seem to thrive on the misery of others, those who manipulate and deceive with no remorse. The key to avoiding harm from such individuals lies in recognizing the signs early on. When you learn to identify these behaviors, you empower yourself to make choices that protect your emotional and mental well-being. So, what are these warning signs? One of the most disturbing traits of an evil person is their enjoyment of others' suffering. You might notice them smiling or even laughing when they witness someone else in pain. It's subtle at first. Maybe they make a sarcastic remark when someone is going through a hard time, or they seem indifferent to the struggles of others. But over time, this behavior becomes more apparent. Whether it's a coworker who never helps when you're overwhelmed, or a friend who seems to gloat over your misfortunes, these people show a complete lack of empathy. And without empathy, there's no room for compassion or kindness. Recognizing this early can save you from emotional harm. Have you ever been around someone who insists on controlling every aspect of your life? Whether it's a boss who micromanages your every move, or a partner who demands to know where you are at all times. Control is a powerful tool for those with malicious intent. These individuals aren't just concerned. They're obsessed with dominating the lives of those around them. They want things to unfold according to their wishes and will often use manipulation or even guilt to maintain control. Over time, this suffocates your sense of autonomy and can deeply damage your self-worth. Being aware of this need for control is crucial because it often leads to bigger manipulations down the road. Sometimes, we don't need to see obvious behavior to know something is wrong. Have you ever been in the presence of someone who makes you feel uneasy, even if they haven't done anything overtly harmful? That feeling of discomfort or tension isn't something you should ignore. Our instincts are often more in tune with reality than our conscious mind. If you feel constantly drained, anxious, or uneasy around someone, trust that feeling. Your body is telling you something your rational mind might not fully grasp yet. It could be their energy, their hidden intentions, or simply the way they make you question your self-worth. When you feel this way, it's your cue to step back and reassess the situation. You'll know you're dealing with someone dangerous when they constantly blame others for their mistakes. People with bad intentions love to avoid accountability. Instead of admitting when they're wrong, they deflect the blame onto you or others. This is particularly common in work settings. Think of a coworker who consistently shifts responsibility when a project goes wrong, or a friend who never apologizes but always expects you to. This constant blame shifting is exhausting and can make you doubt your own perceptions. Over time, they may even make you feel guilty for their mistakes, pulling you into a cycle of emotional manipulation. Learning to recognize this behavior will save you from unnecessary self-doubt and emotional strain. Lying is a hallmark trait of someone with bad intentions. Whether they're lying to get ahead or simply for the sake of it, deceit is part of their daily life. Have you ever caught someone lying about something trivial, only to find out later that their whole narrative was built on fabrications? These lies aren't always about major things. They might lie about where they were, who they were with, or even their feelings toward you. Over time, these small lies build into a web of deception that's hard to unravel. When someone lies habitually, it erodes trust. And without trust, relationships, whether personal or professional, cannot flourish. Confront someone who's truly evil, and you'll notice something telling. They feel no remorse. When they hurt you, they don't apologize. Instead, they might justify their actions, or worse, make you feel like you're overreacting. This manipulation is their way of avoiding responsibility while maintaining control over the situation. Imagine a friend who makes a hurtful comment about your insecurities and then laughs it off when you confront them, saying, "You're too sensitive." The more you allow this behavior to continue, the more they erode your self-esteem. Recognizing the absence of remorse is crucial because it shows a lack of empathy, and without empathy, the cycle of harm will continue. Some people mask their cruelty in subtle ways, but others wear it openly. They make no effort to hide their disdain for others, and their words or actions are deliberately meant to hurt. Whether it's a colleague humiliating you in front of others, or a so-called friend who mocks your personal struggles, their cruelty is a direct attack on your well-being. These individuals thrive on breaking others down and seeing them suffer. If you find yourself the target of constant criticism, mockery, or outright aggression, it's time to distance yourself. You deserve relationships that build you up, not tear you down. When people close to you start expressing concern about someone in your life, take it seriously. Your friends and family have your best interests at heart, and they often see red flags that you might miss, especially when you're emotionally invested in the relationship. Maybe they've noticed manipulative behavior or toxic patterns that you've overlooked. It's not easy to accept criticism of someone you care about, but ignoring these warnings can lead to emotional harm down the line. Pay attention when your loved ones speak up. They could be seeing something you're not ready to acknowledge yet. One of the most toxic behaviors someone can exhibit is contempt. This goes beyond just being rude. It's a deliberate attempt to make you feel small. Whether they criticize your appearance, belittle your dreams, or mock your accomplishments, their goal is always the same: to undermine your self-worth. Contempt is a powerful tool of emotional manipulation because it chips away at your confidence. Over time, you might start to believe their negative comments, allowing them to shape your self-image. If someone consistently makes you feel less than, it's a sign that they don't have your best interests at heart. You've now learned 9 crucial signs that someone in your life may not have your best intentions at heart. It's not always easy to accept that people can be harmful, especially when we want to see the good in everyone. But protecting your peace and well-being starts with awareness. Recognizing these signs early can save you from emotional harm and guide you to make healthier choices. Remember, you have the power to distance yourself from toxic people and create space for relationships that nurture and uplift you. Now, take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed any of these signs in someone close to you? What steps can you take to protect your energy moving forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below, And don't forget to like and subscribe for more life wisdom and mindfulness tips. Have you ever experienced any of these warning signs? What did you do to handle the situation? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. And if you're curious about how to maintain your inner peace, make sure to watch our next video on how to shield yourself from negative energy.